Hey guys, welcome to Top Table Gaming. In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys what I've been doing to prepare for a potential lockdown. Hey guys, welcome to Top Table Gaming. You're here with your host Top Table Ben, and as I said in the intro, today I'm not talking about a topic that is particularly a nice thing to think about, that we are potentially going to be locked in in our own homes over the next few weeks because of coronavirus. It's a really tough time for everybody out there at the moment. It's not necessarily something that's nice to talk about. However, as hobbyists and people who do tend to sort of stay indoors quite a lot, I thought I would share with you guys what I am personally doing to kind of prepare myself both sort of personally and hobby-wise for a potential lockdown. So first up, what I have done is I have made sure that I've got everything that I need to continue with any project and start any new projects that I am working on. So a few bits that I am hoping to work on over the next, next potentially few months, required a few colours that I didn't have. So I went out to Element Games earlier this week and I picked up the last few paints that I might need. The other thing that I picked up whilst I was there as well was some extra primers. Now I know this sounds like a really sort of silly one, that everybody should have primers. However, I'm preparing for the inevitability that I might not be able to pick up these sorts of things as easily, you know, shop closures, be that through colleagues not being able to go into work, or just you know, that it is kind of forced upon us. So I'm kind of preparing myself for not being able to get to shops quite as easily as I once did. So I've bought a couple of extra cans of primers. So I bought an extra Chaos Black, and I've bought an extra grey seer primer as well. It's just to see me through, so that I know that I've got plenty of rattle cans going if I want to prime the next sort of segment of my army that I haven't already got primed yet. So those are kind of the two things that I went out and bought just to kind of top up my reserves. Now the next one that I'm going to suggest, and it's not one that is going to really impact on the majority of you out there, because if you're anything like me, you will have a big, vast collection of models, all kind of in boxes, ready to be painted. But if there is something in particular that you need to complete a project, or something that you really want to paint and that you haven't got around to buying yet, it might be a good time now to go out and buy one of those, because you never know, we might have a bit of time on our hands over the coming weeks. Potentially look at picking those up. So for me, I picked up a couple of boxes of Rohan Royal Guard to add to my Rohan army. There was something that I was going to be adding anyway, but they weren't going to be kind of on my shopping list for the next month or so. But I thought, what the hell, if I'm going to be stuck indoors at any point, not able to go out, I may as well have those ready to go when I'm painting. So it's something that you guys might want to consider doing as well. I have also put an order in with Geek Gaming and Luke from Luke's APS, so I'm waiting for my delivery to arrive. That should hopefully be here in the next day or so, or the next couple of days. So I've bought some extra modelling compounds, some extra flocks. So I'm hoping whilst I'm off, or if I am potentially off, to start maybe some terrain projects, maybe start on some projects that I've wanted to do but haven't really got around to starting because I haven't had the time. So I've got the Hobbit Hole kit that I bought last year at the at Warhammer Fest back last May. I still haven't got around to building that, so that is something that I would really like to make a start on. So I've got all the terrain supplies now that I need to build one of those. So although I'm not looking forward to being locked in the house, if I'm locked in the house, I will have kind of plenty of projects to keep me going. And I think that's something really kind of worth thinking about as well, is that if you if you are doing a lot of painting, you don't want to kind of suffer from hobby burnout. I think it's going to be really important to kind of keep it mixed up so that you're not just doing the same thing day after day after day. So it will be nice to be able to switch from maybe some terrain projects to painting. And maybe even painting different models as well. So a few of the bits, I might do a separate video on what I've got planned and what I would like to do over the next few weeks. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below. But I think just kind of keeping your mind mixed and trying to sort of focus on different projects maybe might be a good way to keep it all kind of fresh for yourselves. The other thing that I am quite interested in, and I've seen quite a lot of chatter about this as well, is Tabletop Simulator, which is available on the Steam store. Now, if you guys are familiar with PC gaming, I'm not overly familiar with it, but I know there are a lot of gamers out there. Steam is like a site, I guess, or like an app where you can buy games and download games through. Tabletop Simulator is basically like a physics sandbox where people can kind of develop patches to go into it, which you can then sort of play your games, various games in. I think I've explained that just about right. So there are some very talented programmers and things out there that have made a Middle-earth SBG version, so a patch that you can put into Tabletop Simulator which allows you to play Middle-earth SBG online. You can play against other players, which is great. So if you're really kind of into the playing side and you really want to scratch that itch for a game, then maybe Tabletop Simulator might be something that that might do that for you. It's certainly going to be worth looking at. It's not something that I've dived into just yet, but it is something that I am thinking about. So go and check it out on the Steam store. I think it's $14.99, so it's quite a reasonable price, and I think the download then for Middle-earth SBG is free. Certainly worth going and having a look at if you are really wanting to get a game in. And one of the last things I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm keeping in touch with the community. So be that friends sort of outside of kind of wargaming and things, but also people from within the wargaming community. So my main place that I'm posting is the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook page, also on the Great British Hobbit League page. And it doesn't need to necessarily be anything of any real substance. Just check in, post up what you're working on. If you're feeling a bit down, if you're feeling a bit glum about the whole situation, make sure you're posting in there. I think it's so important that at these sorts of times that we are all there for each other, that we are there to support each other, and that we are kind of all kind of chipping in and helping each other out, really. It's going to be very easy to feel quite isolated, especially if you live on your own. So if you guys are feeling particularly glum, or you're feeling alone, make sure you post it up on the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook page. I know Steve, Jay and I are posting on there quite frequently, so just post stuff up on there. If you want a bit more of a chat sort of privately with one of us, make sure that you're getting in touch with us directly on Facebook as well. I've got no issue with having a chat if I can spare a few minutes. Not a problem at all. As I said, we are all in this together. Some of us will be feeling more isolated than others, so don't feel afraid to just post up on there and get in touch with the wider community. At the beginning of this video, I know I did say that I had visited Element Games earlier this week, but it is something that I am now going to minimise doing. Where at all possible, I am going to be not visiting shops and stores. I will only be going out for essentials. I'm not doing it necessarily for myself. I feel like I'm doing it for other more vulnerable people in society who might not have the privilege of youth and a fairly robust immune system like I feel like I've got. So guys, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You guys are kind of the masters of your own destiny. You do what you guys want. However, from a kind of social, moral standpoint, keep your contact to the outside world to a minimum. Where you can, make sure you're ordering online. I know a lot of retailers now do have an online section, so if you want to order stuff from your local friendly gaming shop, they should have websites, and I've seen some really cool ones that are offering free local delivery where they can as well. So I've seen Leodis over in Yorkshire, and I've seen them doing it. Obviously Element Games is still open. So you should be able to order from their online store and get it delivered to home for you. It just minimises the risk to both you, your loved ones, and everybody else out in society as well. Whilst I'm saying that you should stay indoors, and I know I don't need to tell a lot of you guys to stay in stores, much like myself. I could quite easily sit at my painting desk or in front of the TV all day. However, it's really important that we are getting outside as well. The sun has been shining today, it's been lovely. I have been out for a walk, but staying sort of a suitable distance away from people. So, you know, get outside as well, have a walk, get some sun, enjoy the outdoors whilst it's a little bit quieter as well. You know, I think it's really important for our mental well-being that we aren't just cooped inside this entire time. Make sure you are getting out and stretching your legs as well. A bit of physical exercise personally always makes me feel better, and I've no doubt it will make you guys feel better as well. So that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, if you want to support the channel, make sure you're checking all the links in the description down below. And the last thing I want to say is any of you guys that are working in our emergency services, in our hospitals as part of the NHS, teachers who are keeping schools open to allow other people to work, anybody in retail who are keeping the shops open so that everybody can kind of get their essential supplies, I just want to extend the biggest, warmest thank you to you guys. During all this that's going on at the moment, you guys are going to be essential to making sure that everything doesn't just grind to a halt. I think the entire country is indebted to you guys. It's an unbelievably thankless task at times, but you are doing a sterling job. And if there's anything that I can help and do to support you guys, I will just get in touch. See you later.